Hey virgins, how you doing, Virgos? Thank you so much for taking the time to come over here with your girl. Some of you been rocking with me for years. Somebody had quoted something I said in 2018. I was like, child, what's going on, child? All right, Virgo. So if you're new here, welcome. I am Nicole. This is Sunshine Tarot. I'm going to do a mid-month reading for March, and it may resonate, it may not. This is entertainment purposes only, child, so don't trip. Because some people be tripping off the cards, girl. Me personally, as a reader, I do about 2 readings on myself a year. Yep, I'll ask about like just 6 months. And I remember one time I did it, just give me 6 months out, and I saw a relocation, right? And I never asked about it. I just left the cards on the table. That's what I'll do. I'll take one of my decks out and I'll do a reading and I'll just leave it there forever. And I ended up moving to Texas, and it was not in my mind at all 6 months earlier. And I had forgotten all about the reading until it was time to move. I was like, oh yeah. Okay, so this is for entertainment purposes only though, child. So let's just have some fun, okay? All right, virgins. If it resonates, great. There is a link in the description box at the top of the comment section. I'll tell you how to get the link to the extended video that goes more into detail about this video. Also, I'm doing readings this week. If you want a reading and you've already a client, just text me. I'll give you a discount, okay? You don't have to go through the website. And if it takes me a minute to text you back, don't trip, because I'll get back with you, okay? And then you can just cash at me. All right, yeah, let's see what's going on. So, Virgos, the overall energy here is the Four of Cups, a very interesting card. You see the eye out there is blue. The guy is black with a yellow sweater. What the hell is going on with the fashion chat? And we're on a mountain. We're at the end of a mountain, and he's looking at a rose. I don't know. He just looks disinterested, okay? The Four of Cups, you could be feeling detached or withdrawn from a love interest. Like you could be completely just turned off by somebody with the Four of Cups. Like, ugh, goodness, they get on my damn nerves. Also, the Four of Cups could represent you just kind of like nobody's doing anything wrong. You're in a relationship, it's cool, but you just kind of feel bored, just a little detached. You know, either from yourself or from a person. Something or someone could have really turned you off, or vice versa, right? Also, the Four of Cups could represent multiple offers. You could be dating multiple people, or multiple people are interested in you, or you like someone who's married, or, you know, who already has someone, all right? But generally speaking, just if you're in a relationship and you're getting the Four of Cups, you're not feeling somebody. You're detached, and you could have kind of withdrawn yourself and disconnected from the situation. Now, I know a Virgo who's married to a Sagittarius, for instance, and this Sagittarius man is just so emotionally abusive. Okay, you know, there is physical abuse and there is emotional abuse, right? And a form of emotional abuse is someone who will deal with conflict by emotionally withdrawing in the house with you, giving you bad attitude, and giving you one short word answers, and they're sulking and they're pouting and acting like a 5-year-old. Like children respond to conflict by sulking and emotionally withdrawing and being emotionally distant. That's abusive, especially if it's perpetual. Well, that's what her husband does. You know, he acts like a child. He's in a nasty mood 3 to 4 times a day and infecting the environment with his emotional immaturity, you know, because silence can be a weapon. And you have to call people on that, you know, but she walks around on her eggshells. She walks around on eggshells all day long, trying not to piss off her emotionally childish husband, who's a Sagittarius. You know, I'm saying all Sagittariuses are emotionally unstable. But, I was in a situation like that with the Sagittarius. Oh my God, I'm not saying all Sagittarius are like that, but it's just a coincidence. And, he would get angry and then I wouldn't know what was wrong. He would walk around with this attitude. I didn't know why. It was every day. So he went to work one day. I just packed my shit and I left, right? It was like, oh no. So yeah, I don't know. Now, for some of you in the present here, we have the Page of Cups. I did some research on this, and, some sites say, oh, the Page of Cups is a surprise. Oh, the Page of Cups is a baby. Oh, the Page of Cups is an apology. But one site said that it literally represented emotional immaturity. I said, you know what? You're on to something. You are on to something. So I feel like some of you could be turned off by maybe somebody who acts young. They're just emotionally immature, right? And from what I'm seeing here is, for those of you that this is resonating with, your person for some reason is not understanding the magnitude of how their childish behavior is really turning you off. Like, they're not understanding that, right? You may have said something about it, but like this university professor in speech told me one time, he says, just because you say something does not mean that communication has taken place. So you may say, well, I told him, yes, I'm really turned off by the other women, or I'm turned off by his emotional withdrawal. I'm turned off about the fact that he's not ambitious, or whatever. It's like, whatever is turning you off, or whatever is, and this could be vice versa, whatever is turning the other person off from this connection, the other person is not getting it. Like, it has not been communicated effectively so that they get it or that you get it. And I said, my professor, he said, just because you say something does not mean that communication has taken place. All right. And I wrote down the definition of communication in my phone. And it says communication is when you transmit information, thought, or feeling so that it is satisfactorily received or understood. Right? So I don't feel like somebody is not getting it. Somebody, like you're really turned off, or they're really turned off, and they're not understanding. Now, interestingly enough, I feel like you are communicating how you feel to other people. Like, all the energy about this situation is moving to the right. Like, maybe other people know how this person impacts you, or vice versa. Maybe your person has told their mom and their friends about what you're doing wrong, but it's not coming to you. And interestingly enough, you may have said something to your partner, but most people are not going to listen to anyone who is speaking to them in a disrespectful tone, or someone who is trying to tell them information while they're angry, because inside of all of us, there's a built-in knowledge that we are precious children of God. So when someone comes disrespectful, there's an automatic shutdown. I'm not listening to that. I ain't got to. All right, now you, But interestingly enough, Virgos, people are really, really, really smart. And in my experience, I have never, like, we have the Page of Coins here. This is sincerity, like giving an offer of something solid with sincerity. Like, I have never, ever, ever talked to a person who did not have mental health issues. I have never spoken to someone in a calm, respectful manner and communicated how their behavior was impacting me and what the repercussions were going to be to our friendship. I've never communicated that calmly and didn't have the other person change. I mean, it's like magic. communication is really like magic, all right? So I'm saying that over and over again because it looks like I don't see, communication cards here. I see frustration, right? I see anger, right? I see recklessness, but whatever is turning you off about your person and whatever is turning your person off about you, it's not being communicated, and that's sad because I see that it can be resolved. Yeah, it looks to me like you got a real good man, or men, you got a real good woman. And it looks like with communication, like just verbally saying what's going on and maybe in a calm manner, it's like they turn from being emotionally immature to mature. Like, oh, is that what was wrong with you? I didn't know that. Or, Virgos, I have been researching marriages since 50% of marriages end in divorce. I decided I wanted to hear what the people who were staying married had to say about why their relationship was so successful. And 95% of them said that the reason that their marriage was so successful was because they listened and they communicated. So their partner felt heard, and they heard what their partner was saying. Now, by the way, that 50% of marriages end in divorce does not apply to at-home working moms, because 70% of all divorces are initiated by women. And if you're financially dependent on someone, the chances are rather slim that you are going to leave your financial resource. It just makes it harder. So I think you could look it up on Google, but I think it was 34% of at-home moms get a divorce. But 50% of business women, or 50% of women who are financially stable, they get a divorce. And 70% of them initiate it. Okay. So now, so the other thing is the people who had said that they were the 50% that was getting a divorce, the third reason for their divorce was a lack of communication. And it's funny because I see that this person really loves you. It's just that they are doing things that really annoy you. And that is my criticism for that movie Eat, Pray, and Love, or Eat, Read, Pray, or Pray, Read, Eat, whatever it was. She left her husband and moved to Bahimi or Baba, whatever the hell, bougie, Fiji, and married another man. But her husband didn't know that there was anything wrong until divorce court. He was like, you didn't like that about me? She was like, why didn't you say anything? You didn't give me a chance to fight, right? So I'm saying, Virgos, your person may start communicating to you like they never have, and I think you're going to be surprised, because if you are dealing with a Virgo and you have not told the Virgo what is up of any sign, you should tell the Virgo. Communicate, right? The Virgo is not going to go off. The Virgo is going to listen, especially if you come with respect and say, I feel like crying for some reason. But I think because somebody really feels this, like if you would just tell me what is turning you off, I can, negotiate that information and see what best works for me, on how to handle that and how to deal with that situation, being that I love you. But if you don't tell me, I can't do shit, right? And when it looks like Virgo is like somebody is turned off and their energy is like they're moving on. Either you are moving on away from somebody that is turning you off, or your person is moving on from you. Some of you could have different people though too. Like this Page of Cups could be a younger person that you're seeing. The King of Cups can be another person that you're seeing. Like Right. Yeah. And yeah, one is a husband, one is a boyfriend, possibly, because the King of Cups for me is always a husband. Kim Kardashian's Venus is in Virgo. She, for Cups, is just sick of Kanye, like just turned off. But in some cases, not all cases, but some cases, your partner literally doesn't, it has not been effectively communicated. Like the information either has not been understood or the conflict has not been transmuted. Either someone is not opening up their mouth. Like the Virgo, whose Sagittarius husband terrorizes them with his moods, she's never said anything to him about it, but she goes and have these affairs. And I'm like, Kim, why don't you, because she is in love with her husband of 16 years. You know, they have 2 cute little girls, they're twins. And I said, why don't you tell him? And she's like, well, he should know. Well, and you know, I did that. I left someone when they went to work, and I felt the same way. I was like, well, you should know that how horrible it is to be around a moody person. Like I would rather, I was living at home, and my grandmother was real moody, just a moody old bitter woman. And I left and moved into a shelter. They thought something was wrong with me. But, you know, even the Bible says it's better to be on the rooftop in a corner than in the house with a nagging woman. Okay? So, but for some of you, your person don't have a clue. They're like, da-da-dee, da-da-da, I'm going to have another bad attitude. And it doesn't bother Virgo because Virgo never told me in a way that I understood. But you know what, Virgo, honestly, to keep it 100, I see somebody who is so worth you talking to. I mean, this person loves you, child. You know, this is the same person I think we saw a couple of weeks ago. It looks like somebody wants to get married to you. If you're not already married, you could possibly be married to an Aries, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. I see an Aquarius here. Right, and I see another Virgo. All right, somebody with Earth in their chart could possibly be you. But look at this guy, though, Virgos. He's like, if this type of love doesn't work for you, then I'll just throw it out because I love you. I mean, you know, if my behavior, if something I'm doing is not working for you, I love you and I want to know, you know. And, you know, I ended up seeing that person like 10 years later who I had left when he went to work. And he was married and he had 2 little girls. And he said, what happened? He goes, I never understood why we broke up. And I was like, you didn't? You didn't know how terrible and moody your ass was? You know how emotionally violent it is to be around someone whose moods go up and down and up and down. And, you know, 3 times a day you have a mood about something. And he was like, oh my God. He goes, I could have gotten an antidepressant or I could have done something if I knew that it was at the point that it would make you leave the relationship. And that's how some of you are. That's how it's like, see, the challenge is the 9 of Wands. The challenge is staying and fighting. Some of you have just letting whatever is bothering you get so far, or you got it. This could have already happened too. Like they just, I don't know. And the bad news is some of you who have left, you feel so damn happy and free. Or you and your person could have been recently been getting along a lot better because you're having some good times with each other. Maybe you guys have been more sexual with each other. But for some reason, recently you felt free. This could be with a new partner. Because you could be dating someone who's younger than you. I see someone who's younger. I see someone who's older. Or I see someone who is younger and immature turning into a mature human being. And it looks like it comes from sincerity. Communicating. This is what I like. This is my deal breaker. I hate when you do this. You know, because like I said, Kim, she's having affairs instead of telling her husband, you know, and like that guy said to me, he said, damn, you didn't even give me a chance to fight. And I just wasn't raised like that. You know, like mama always had these horrible moods and we could never say anything without being hit, you know. So, you know, you were going to get a shoe thrown at you if you talked about how you felt. You know, so, you know, I don't know if that's how other people were raised, but yeah, you didn't really, it's like, it was almost like I was taught that it was kind of rude to say something, you know, I don't know. But, yeah, you know, as far as divorces were concerned, I guess I represented the 50% that didn't make it because I didn't communicate, just like the other 50% that didn't make it said they didn't communicate. They didn't tell their partner, you know, this bothers me, you know, and if you keep on doing it, I'm going to leave. I just left. You know? So, yeah, let's see what else I have here. Yeah, I said communication doesn't look good. Yeah, then it looks good. All right. So it looked like the overall energy here was the Lovers. Does that say 20 minutes? All right. The overall energy is the Lovers. The Lovers could be a Gemini. Again, Kim Kardashian is Venus in Virgo. And the Gemini, and she's like done, sick with the Gemini, and she's dating a younger guy, Page of Cups, who is a Scorpio, by the way. Page of Cups. Looks like they will either get married, like that relationship with Pete will turn serious, or somebody new, another water sign will be coming to Kim's life. That's what it looks like to me. Okay. But yeah, the Lovers could represent a Gemini, and in this card, there is a meme that I posted in the community pages, and it says that relationships last not because they were destined to last, but relationships last long because two people made a choice to keep it, work for it, and I forgot the last one. I can't believe I didn't write it down. To keep it, buy for it. Oh, fight. Okay, yeah. Sorry about that. I wish I would have wrote that down right. But yeah, the meme says that, you know, people choose. Basically, the Lovers is about choices, that relationships that work, it's not because they're destined, it's because two people make the choice to work for it, to keep it, and fight for it. So that could be the energy that you are in, or a Gemini is in that energy regarding you, or somebody is in that energy. Like, you know what, I want to make this relationship work. And it could be you could want this relationship to work with someone because you love them, or vice versa. Like this could be Kim Kanye feeling this about the Venus and Virgo. You know, I want to fight for it, I want to keep it, and I want to work on it. But somebody is feeling left out in the cold, right? And this could be you, right? Maybe you really want to work for your relationship, but your other person is not feeling that way. Right? Because, I mean, the truth of the matter is there definitely is a strong connection here with somebody. There's definitely somebody that you feel like this soul connection to. Like you can talk to them about anything because these people are nude. And if it's not a perfect connection, there are definitely things about this person that makes you feel comfortable. Like you can feel comfortable enough to pass gas in front of them. You know, I do see some toxicity here though, all right? It could be a codependent relationship. There could be some drug usage. There could be a couple of people that you have to choose from, and one feels left out in the cold. You know, you could be dealing with someone who already has someone, right? And they have to choose you, and they haven't, and you feel left out in the cold. And there's a very strong codependent like bond here, or toxicity here. But you know, more than anything, I feel like communication is needed because somebody is ready to bounce and the other person doesn't know, or someone is ready to offer a cup of love to someone else. See, you are on that side and this person has their back completely turned and they're offering it to someone else. And that's because they're not communicating, you know, how they're really feeling, or the fool, your person doesn't know, or like Kanye, you are really dealing with the fool. And no matter how much communication you try to transmit, they're not going to get it because you're not dealing with the same mind. Okay. But through communication, I feel like this relationship here could be salvaged and even strewn into something absolutely beautiful. All right, Virgos, what do we see here? I see a little girl. Oh, right side up. So a pregnancy is going to go straight through. No problems. All right. There is a U on top of her name, on top of her. I don't know why. I do see an engagement ring with someone who who is like just made for you. Because this key very rarely comes out, and it's like the person that you are destined to be with. I see money coming in little bits, right? Maybe on the side. I see a Pisces here. Is a Pisces? The Pisces is right. Oh no, the Pisces is coming in backwards. Okay, so a Pisces is acting ignorant. I do see a V here. You might have a V in your name, or be dealing with someone that has a V in their name. It looks like you are not chasing after bullshit anymore. It looks like you are very clear about what direction you are trying to go in your life. Okay. And I feel like some of you are going to have options, different people to choose from. I definitely see that there was somebody who was reckless. They're spying on you. It's like you having this real good vibe, and it's like somebody don't want you to be happy. They want to hold on to you, but they're crazy, you know, and they're spying on you, and they're saying shit, and you know, and I mean, anybody that's coming towards me with a weapon in their hand, I don't know if I want to deal with that. I feel like somebody could be using their words as weapons too. And now you feel liberated because you could have separated yourself from that. All right. All right. So Virgos, single Virgos, where is this connection going? All right. Married Virgos or in relationships, where is your connection going? How does your person feel about you? Cross-watcher, how does Virgo feel about you? Will you marry this person? Will you be engaged with this person? Will you ever get married? All right. How does this, how do they secretly feel about you? And what is the ultimate outcome? Okay, Virgos. So the moon is reverse. And your person is wanting you to really be honest with them and tell them what's up. It seems like they're craving it, you know, or this could be your energy, you know, like something, you become aware of something lately, you'll become aware of something, and it will really positively impact your relationship. I really want to encourage you to trust your partner enough to communicate what's bothering you and the impact that it will have on this relationship if they don't stop their behavior. Okay. All right, Virgos. So if this resonated with you, the extension to the link is in the description box at the top of the comments section. It'll say click below for the Virgo extended reading, and one link will take you to Vimeo, the other to my website, where for a nominal fee you can see the rest of this video. Also, if you want a reading, go to www.sunshinetarot.net. If you are a old customer, just text me. I'll give you a discount and we can cash app. Okay, thank you, Virgos. Love you and God bless.